Hi everyone. I'm not gonna stay on camera. I was like, do I look rough? I don't know. Oh god, that's hard to walk up the stairs. I've got to take my trainers off because I've been on a dog walk and it rained the entire time. Oh god, is that window out wide open? So I had to go on an early dog walk today. Well, earlier than normal. Because the local school finished at 1 o'clock today. And if you know, I do get harassed by certain neighbours and some of the children go to that school. So I was like, I need to be home. The latest I wanted to come home was like 12:30, 20 to 1. Because the parents like start getting there well before that time actually. Sometimes they're there half an hour before. And like obviously I didn't want to be walking back up the street if any of the neighbours walk down to the school. So initially I was going to go out at 10 o'clock and I thought it's more realistically going to be about 12:30. Anyway, I think I went out at 5 to 11 and my initial plan was there's a walk that I typically do if I walk from the house, and it does change up a little bit. Sometimes it's slightly longer, sometimes it's slightly shorter, but I mean I can make it really short. Like yesterday I did a version, well I did two actually. I did two walks mashed into one, but I was only out for 45 minutes because I felt really ill yesterday. But I knew today, well my initial plan was if I did get out at 10, I was going to walk from 10 till 11 because it takes, the route that I did today, it takes around an hour and 5, hour and 10 depending on the dog. Sometimes it can take longer, but it's an average of an hour and 5 to 10. And then I was going to come home and then around either 11:30, which would only give me 20 minutes, or 12, I was then going to go out for a 20 to 30 minute walk. But because I got out at 5 to 11 and I knew it was going to be that time, or going up for that time, like 10-15 minutes before, I decided that I was going to do around an hour and a half in one go, because I wouldn't be able to get out again today. Whereas typically on a Tuesday I could go out at 2 o'clock and do an half an hour walk and get back if I wanted to. I've not done that for a few weeks. Weather, a lot of it's to do with the weather, and some of it's to do with how my anxiety and stuff is being affected by people on the street. So I've not, like, I was doing 2 walks on a Tuesday, and it was typically what I've basically ended up doing today, but in 2 walks. So when I was getting ready, it said it was going to rain at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, whatever it said. And I was like, oh, great, I can go out with just, like, t-shirt and, like, leggings on. And then I'll just put my waterproof jacket in my bag. And because it was, like, dull outside and no sun out, I thought I don't have to wear a hat. Put the hat in the bag in case, like, the sun comes out or it rains, because that helps, like, keep my hair dry and my face dry to some extent. So I got ready and I was like packing my bag, and I looked at the weather forecast and it's like drizzle. Was it drizzle, or I think it said drizzle for the next hour, and I'm like, oh god. And then I went to shut the back door and it was like spitting, but not light spitting, but not heavy spitting. So then I had to put my hair in a plait, which you would have seen if I kept that clip in, because then if it is raining, if my hair's in a plait, it's less likely to get wet, because it won't like come to the front of the jacket and hang out if I can unzip in it and stuff if it starts raining. Put the hat on, I had to put the jacket on, and like it had gone from like a kind of, I wouldn't say it was a light rain, but it wasn't medium. It was like between light and medium. It was like a light shower kind of thing when I left the house, and then it got a bit heavier. So, and then it's gone to a rain, but it's not like a heavy rain. I think it was a shower, like a medium to heavy shower, and then it's kind of rained since, but it's not a heavy rain and it's not super light. So basically my feet actually stayed dry for quite a considerable amount of time, because it was like a shower / light rain for a big chunk of it. But I'd say like 45 minutes in, I did start to feel them wet, like not wet, but I could start to feel it. But I'd basically decided to do both walks as one walk, because I knew I wouldn't get out again, and like, even though she'd be happy with the 1:10, I wanted to make it at least an hour and a half. I think it was like an hour and 35 in total that she's had. So now I can get on with things. Now there's no children outside. Like, did they actually finish at 1 o'clock? They were meant to finish at 1. Don't mean they haven't. Some parents might have took them out for the afternoon, because there are some decent parents. They don't just kick them outside and let them do whatever and not watch them. But yeah, who knows what's going on. By the way, oh, it's not going to show my tan, is it? I used the Coco Cosmetics by Chloe Marshmallow Tan. It's more medium to dark. It's not dark, but it's not medium. It's in between. I've not really like took any notice if it's any good on my body. Like, the arms look amazing. I think it fades fast. I've only used it once before, and I was like, I really want to use it because I don't want to put on my what's it called? The one by Grace. What is it actually called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But all I've got is extra dark. Even though last time I ordered the dark. They accidentally sent me the extra dark. And I'm finding the extra dark isn't going as dark as you would expect. But then again, I am starting with a very pale base. And like, if it was on someone who had like a skin tone 2 times darker than me, it would be darker on them. But I feel like it's not, like, I feel like the dark is like just as dark, and I feel like the extra dark is fading faster. I mean, I might be imagining that, but it did seem to fade faster. So I thought I'll have the Marshmallow Tan on, because I've only had it on once, and the first time I used it I wasn't 100% sold on it. But I can't see my legs because I've got leggings on, and I didn't pay any notice. I just washed the tan off, moisturised them, and got dressed. So I don't know how it's looking on my body at the moment, but my arms look amazing. But my arms always tan super well. They actually go slightly darker on my hands as well. And I'm not putting extra on my hands. They actually put less on my hands. But the reason why I don't mind it going darker on my hands is because my hands fade the quickest. Like, literally by the end of today, my hands will match the rest of my arms, but for some reason they just take the tan like a little bit too easily for my liking. Anyway, so yeah, we've done the hour and 35. She's happy, I'm home. I can now crack on to things on my to-do list that I couldn't do yesterday because I was heavily targeted for hours. So whilst it's raining, I'm not going to be targeted, hopefully. So I'm going to, well, firstly, I'm going to go and cook a curry because I've been craving curry. And I was going to have the same as yesterday, but I was like, no, I really want to have a curry today. So I'm going to go do curry, maybe rice with it, or maybe chips, or maybe both. Ooh. But yeah, I've just come up to chat. I mean, do I keep this footage? I've been deleting a lot of footage because I just can't be bothered.